It's been 6 years now since I first got paid for analyzing large, complex datasets, which is more than enough time, I think, for me to reflect on the mistakes and successes of my career to give you my honest advice on what I did well and what I could have done differently or better. I'm gonna break this video down into two big topics. One, mastering the tools needed for data analysis, and two, understanding the basics. This isn't going to be one of those videos that will tell you that you can become great at data analysis in just 30 days. If you're after a video that tells you exactly what you want to hear, that it'll be easy, that you'll barely have to do anything to make $100,000 or more, then this is probably not the video for you. But if you're after straight up, honest advice, a no BS approach to tackling data analysis, then you're in the right place. And for those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Mo Chen and I work as a data and analytics analyst in the financial services industry. And for those of you who have been watching for a while, here's another insightful video. So, like I said, I'll start with tooling first. Choice overload can often be a problem when it comes to tooling. So, to make it super simple for you, this is what you should learn. I talk about these tools all the times in all of my videos. I always recommend you start with a spreadsheet tool, and I strongly urge you to go with Microsoft Excel. It's by far the most powerful spreadsheet tool in my opinion. If you think Excel is basic, then please think again. It's incredibly powerful for data analysis. Learn how to use pivot tables and pivot charts, advanced functions and formulas like VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, index match. You know I love a lookup function, data visualization features, Power Query, Power Pivot. And then if you've mastered all of these and you still think Excel is basic, then please let me know in the comments below. Excel dominates the corporate world, and no matter how good you get with other tools, I can guarantee you that someone, somewhere in your company will ask you this question: can I get this in Excel? Cool, so Excel down, next up, SQL. If you want to be able to deal with databases and query databases, then SQL is non-negotiable. You need to know how to extract data, join tables, filter data, and perform aggregations. SQL, in my opinion, isn't optional. It's a fundamental skill for anyone serious about data analysis. After you've gotten pretty good at Excel and SQL, the next thing you should learn is a visualization tool. Now, whether you learn Tableau or Power BI doesn't really matter in my opinion. Just learn the one that the company you work for uses or the companies you wish to work for use. The two tools are fundamentally quite different, in the sense that Power BI uses DAX, whereas Tableau uses calculated fields, which are based on SQL syntax. And honestly, there really isn't a point in learning both, because you will only use one of them in your job. I have not heard of a company yet where they use both. What a waste of money that would be, paying for two hefty contracts and having two tools that essentially serve the same purpose. So, that's my advice. Learn either Tableau or Power BI and become an expert at using one of them. Now, if you want to learn Power BI, then the Microsoft Power BI Data Analyst Professional Certificate from Coursera is a course you should definitely check out. This program is for you if you're interested in the field of data analytics, with a focus on business intelligence and data analysis solutions and services that can be delivered through Power BI. We all know Microsoft tools are extremely popular, so let me just give you a fact here. Microsoft Power BI is used by 97% of Fortune 500 companies to make decisions based on data-driven insights and analytics. Clearly an in-demand skill, right? This program is uniquely mapped to key job skills required in a Power BI data analyst role, and you'll learn through projects that simulate real-world data analysis scenarios. You'll learn how to prepare data, extract, load and transform data, model data, analyze and visualize data, deploy and maintain Power BI assets, amongst many other things. Upon completion, you'll of course get an employer-recognized certificate that you can add to your LinkedIn and other social media profiles and your resume. So, If you want to take your Power BI skills to the next level, then check out the Microsoft Power BI Data Analyst Professional Certificate from Coursera using the link in the description below. And a huge shout out to Coursera for sponsoring this video. And last but not least, learn a programming language. There are so many out there, but I guess you're watching this video because you want me to tell you which one is the best or the most suited to data analysis. So I will make it easy for you and tell you that if you want to learn a programming language for data analysis, go with Python. If you're looking to handle large datasets, automate tasks, or perform complex analysis, then Python will be a really good friend of yours. Again, I said this over and over again to the point that I think I sound like a broken record by now. When you learn Python specifically focused on data analysis. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean, don't learn general programming stuff. Your goal is not to become a software engineer. If it is, this is the wrong video and the wrong channel for you. Your goal is to learn data analysis skills to get your next data job, a promotion, more money, higher salaries, better career progression, so on and so forth. So, learn libraries that are made for data analysis. Libraries like the Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, and Seaborn libraries. And if you want to take it to the next level and learn some libraries that are great for machine learning, start with SciPy and scikit-learn. Whatever tool you decide to learn, please make sure you take the time to learn it well. I think it's much better to be great at one tool than mediocre at 3 or 4. Learn one, get really good, then move on to the next one. Don't learn a tool a little bit, move on to the next shiny thing, then learn that a little bit as well, as you will just end up not knowing how to do proper data analysis across various tools. That's data analysis tooling out of the way. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture by looking at the basics. You must understand the basics. And I cannot stress this enough. If you're struggling with data analysis, there's a good chance you're skipping the fundamentals. You're trying to run before you can even walk, or you're trying to walk before you can even crawl. At its core, data analysis to me isn't about fancy algorithms or complex software. It's about understanding the data, your data. And I can almost hear you asking, what do you mean by understanding your data? So let me give you 3 examples. And before I dig into these examples, let's take a super quick break, and don't worry, this is not a sponsored message. This is a message from me, Mo. If you gained any value out of this video or any one of my videos so far, then can I ask you 2 simple favors, please? 1. Subscribe to the channel. It helps everything I do more than you know. 2. Check out my personal website at mochen.info for exclusive data analysis resources if you want to learn data analysis in the fastest possible way. So first of all, to put it very simply, understanding data means knowing your data types. You need to understand the different types of data. Qualitative data, quantitative data, discrete data, continuous data, categorical data, and I could go on and on and on. Honestly, if you don't even know what these are, stop everything else you're learning right now and learn these first. These are super basic things that you must know. Second of all, know your descriptive statistics. And let's do a quick test here. Let me throw out a couple terms. Mean, median, mode, variance, standard deviation. Now pause the video and hold yourself accountable and do a quick check. How many of these terms are you actually familiar with? Do you know how to calculate them? So pause the video and give it a try, please, before I explain all of them to you with some very practical examples. If you knew all of them, fantastic. If you didn't, go learn and make sure you know what they are and how to calculate them. Knowing basic descriptive statistics can help you so much in making sense of any dataset. And here's how. Let me give you an example. It'll be hands-on, related to the financial services industry, because it's the one I work in. But don't worry, if it's not your current industry or the industry you want to be in, I'll make it super simple, so you'll definitely get the hang of it. Imagine you're a data analyst at a bank and your job is to analyze the loan amounts that customers have borrowed. Here's how each descriptive statistic that I mentioned can help you. I'll start with the mean, which is just the average, right? So the mean loan amount gives you a quick snapshot of the typical loan size in the bank's portfolio. You'll quickly know how much roughly customers are borrowing on average. So I'll assume in this case, the mean loan amount is $20,000 for this bank. Now let's move on to the median. The median is the middle value when the loan amounts are sorted in ascending order. It's especially useful when your data is skewed positively or negatively, doesn't matter. As long as your data is skewed, it's really useful. So let's assume the median loan amount is $15,000 and the mean loan amount is still $20,000. This, to me, indicates that there might be a few very large loans skewing the average, or many bigger loans skewing the average, for example. The median provides a better picture of what a typical loan looks like for this bank. Next up, let's move on to the mode, which is the most frequently occurring loan amount. If the mode of the loan amounts is, say, 10,000, then this means that 10,000 is the most common amount of money that customers borrow. Knowing the most popular borrowed amount can help, for example, in tailoring marketing strategies and loan product offers to match customer demand. So we ticked off mean, median, and mode, which means that it's time to move on to variance and standard deviation. A little bit more difficult, but nothing crazy, I promise. If you want the exact definitions, I'll put them on the screen right now. Feel free to pause the video and read them, but I won't bore you to death with some text that may mean absolutely nothing to you. So here's my take on how I would explain this to a 5-year-old. If the standard deviation is high, it means there's a wide range of loan amounts, which indicates diverse customer needs. If the standard deviation is low, it suggests that most loan amounts are close to the mean, which indicates similar borrowing behavior when it comes to loan amounts. For example, if the mean loan amount is still the 20,000 and the standard deviation is, say, 5,000, you know that most loans fall between 15,000 and 25,000. The math is simple. 20,000 minus 5,000 equals 15,000, and 20,000 plus 5,000 equals 25,000. Knowing the standard deviation and variance can help with creating and fine-tuning risk management strategies or loan product developments. I hope you can see that knowing such basic descriptive statistics can already help you big time when it comes to data analysis. You don't have to be a mathematician to apply your statistics knowledge. Just learn the stuff you need, implement it, solve your business problems, and move on. And speaking of moving on, let's move on to data cleaning. Let me put this in layman's terms as well. Garbage in, garbage out. If your data is a mess and it's crap, your analysis will be too. Trust me, data cleaning is so essential. It's not glorious, it's ugly, it's probably quite boring as well, but it is essential. If you ask anyone working with lots and lots of data what they enjoy the least about working with data, they'll probably say data cleaning. But if you ask them what's the hardest piece in their data analysis workflow, they'll probably also say data cleaning, or finding the data or connecting to the data, something like that. Anyway, learn how to clean your data. Learn how to deal with missing values, outliers, duplicates, and ensure your data is in the correct format. Like I said, not the most fun, but crucial. And I think that's all the basics I wanted to cover. And let me just emphasize this again. If you are not comfortable with these basics, you will struggle big time. No tool or advanced technique will save you if you don't have a strong foundation. So stop chasing the latest trends and get back to the basics and learn them well. Really, really well. And there you go. That's my honest advice to anyone struggling with data analysis. If you gained any value out of this video, subscribe to the channel and watch these videos to get even more value. Thanks so much for taking just a little time out of your day to watch this, and I shall see you in the next one.